I only have one choice for the one hit wonder.
Mm,
It is the game Grim Fandango. If
yes,
any of you are familiar with it, I bet you
absolutely.
are.
Yes.
It was a game released in 1998, but published by LucasArts for Windows.
When
Um,
LucasArts was good. Okay.
yes, when it still existed, basically.
Mm, yeah.
So, it was a computer game, but then in 2014, with the help from Sony, it
Mm,
got a remaster from the production company of the creator, Tim Schafer. Because we know there is the Disney acquisition of LucasArts, so that's it took quite some time for a remaster. Imagine that's 1998, then 2014. So if anybody's interested, this is now available on Steam, PlayStation 4, Android, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. So this is an adventure game with puzzle
Also
elements.
on GOG, Miss Eileen, never forget, good old games, GOG.com. Grim Fandango Remastered is also on GOG. Anyway, continue, Miss Eileen.
DRM free.
Yeah,
DRM free, absolutely.
get it on
DRM
GOG.
SUCKS. Anyway, continue.
FUDRM.
FUDRM. Yes, absolutely. Very good. Okay, Miss continue, Miss Eileen.
So this is an adventure game with puzzle elements. By the way, I am talking about this in the perspective of a new player of this game and from someone who is playing this on the remastered version. So the story is divided into four parts each year. I mean, these four parts are equivalent to 1 year, each happening on the Day of the Dead. You start out as the character Manny Calavera. He is working as a Grim Reaper, which is actually what they call a
A
dead
travel
travel
agent.
agent in the afterlife. He is stuck in this job due to a sin that he did while he was still alive, and he is working off a debt. So first of all, not sure if you're familiar, but I bet many of you have seen his face. The
Mm.
actor Tony Plana.
Mhm.
He is a very seasoned actor going back way in the 80s. He is voicing the main character Manny.
Mhm.
So this game is story rich. It will keep you interested. Dialogues are fully voice acted. It
Yes.
is well written and like modern games, it has fun conversation trees. The backgrounds, as you can see, there are pretty beautiful. Uh,
Yes.
think about Final Fantasy VII because it came around after.
Pre-rendered, pre-rendered
Yes,
backgrounds, right? Yeah, that
Mm-mm.
looks good.
Mm-mm.
right. It looks very beautiful. So the remastered version, you can actually toggle switching between the two. When
Mm.
you come from the original to the remastered, the only change you'll see is actually Manny. The background stays the same, so you can see how this game aged quite well because they didn't need to change the background. It's just the characters. That's all they needed to change for the visuals because it's that beautiful. So again, this game is like I said earlier, it's puzzle. Not sure if you could see there because it's still a dialogue. When he
Mm.
walks near an object of interest, unlike other games, there will be like hint cursor.
Mm.
But in
Mm.
this one, maybe he's walking, then suddenly his head tilts on an
Yes.
object of interest. It isn't actually hinting you to a thing that will lead you to solve a puzzle, but it's
Mm.
more on
A point of
leading you to
interest.
see, yes, a point of interest that you can interact with. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't necessarily solve something, but it's quite interesting when you try uh, going to the direction he's looking at. It's quite
That's hilarious. I love the fact that he looked at the bed and because everybody's a skeleton in this world and he looks at the bed and says lots of stains for somebody with no bodily fluids. It's just hilarious. I mean, I love this game. This game is amazing. Great choice, Miss Eileen. The fact is it's a throwback to amazing classic point and click adventure games, and this I would venture to argue this is the pinnacle of adventure games, point and click adventure games. We're talking like there were great games, point and click adventure games like King's Quest, Quest for Glory, Police Quest, Zack McCracken and everything, where you kind of move your mouse around and the icon changes into an eye or a hand to see whether it's something that you can see, something that you can interact with, something that you can talk about. But this, we're talking like the sheer interactivity of the game itself, and how, like, Manny tilts his head to see a point of interest, how he throws out such funny lines, how, the funny, crazy ways that he can interact with these things as they combine.
True.
Honestly, I can't say enough great things about Grim Fandango. But please continue, Miss Eileen. What makes Grim Fandango unique and special to you as a one-hit wonder? As a one-hit wonder.
Well, as you always know, it's the art that
Mm,
first catches my eye, and I enjoy like Day of the Dead themed things, for
mhm.
lack of a better term.
La
Um,
Muerte Dia, if I remember correctly, right? The Mexican Day of the Dead. This really
Dia de
just
los Muertos.
Wait, Diez Muertos. I am terrible with Spanish, but yeah, the fact is, this one really they
Oh,
did
beautiful reference.
amazing things with the art direction. Continue, Miss Eileen.
Yes. So I found that there were several elements of the Day of the Dead here. Well, first of all, you can see the skeletons, the Kalaka, that is the festive skeleton, and just the main character, Manny Calavera. Calavera actually means the decorative skulls in the Day of the Dead festivities. And it's not shown there, but there are piñatas,
Mm-mm.
and there is also the papel picado, the what we call in Filipino banderitas, but they
Yes.
are papers with cut
Mm-mm.
designs in them. So it's very nice to see, and it's very colorful.
Go ahead.
This is a game that uses tank controls.
Okay, Joe is gonna hate this then.
Controls, tank controls, which I found really useful because in several parts of the, well, not map, but the levels or the scenes, there are frequent camera changes.
Mhm.
I thought switching between the camera relative and tank controls, I felt that the tank was actually better because
Mhm.
if you
Tank
use it,
controls never useful ever.
That's it. Joe has a personal beef with tank controls. Okay.
tank controls are
Tank
good.
controls and inverted controls deserve a place in hell.
No, as they say, good. Sorry,
Oh,
that's
there
fine.
you go. But yes, it's I mean, which is in the domain of Manny Calavera, heaven and hell. Anyway, there you go. Well, so yes, excellent choice, Miss Eileen. Grim Fandango, like Dan Faulkner says in the chats, Grim Fandango was just so ridiculously original on release. It hit me in the face as Casablanca on computer when I first saw it,
Yeah.
and that is exactly the feel that Grim Fandango was going for. It captures it. Aside from, of course, the obvious, which is Manny Calavera's outfit, the white suit and everything. But
It kind of reminds me of LA Noir, though.
LA
Kind
Noir,
of.
yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, very true, very true.
That is also one that needs. I'm not sure that needs, but that is also a masterpiece that does not have a sequel.